Hi everyone, so welcome back to another academic video. I'm in my office this week at work, and today I want to talk about your office door. Hi, if you're new, my name is Caroline. I am a physics lecturer here in the UK. If you're a returning subscriber or you've watched some of the content on this channel before, it is lovely to have you back. I'm actually recording this on a weekend day, so I've been working at the university and I thought, I'd mix it up and actually show a view, or a little bit of a view of my office here at my university. And what I wanted to chat about today was, let me tuck that away, tidy up my office. What I wanted to chat about today was my office door. Now, I realise that may not be, the number one priority you think about when you join university as an academic. But in our department, our office doors have just been painted. So I've gone from a blue office door to an apple green office door. And I've got the opportunity now, if I want to not only put my name, my room number back on the door, which everyone has to have up, but also to, in some way, personalise or mark the door out as being my door to the office space that I'm lucky enough to have. So as an academic, it got me thinking about what is important to put on my office door to portray the right kind of academic message or presence, both to my students and to fellow research colleagues. And let's be honest, I've never really thought about my office door before. I walk past colleagues' doors and they have posters on their doors, or they have their latest papers on their doors. My door has been blank for the last few years. It's literally just had my name and my office room number. And I think I need to change that. So in today's video, I'm going to just share my thoughts on how I think an office door can actually be a really useful tool to personalise and send a valid message both to your students and to your research peers and colleagues. So in some departments, and it's particularly true actually of some departments within my university, I think computing science does this, psychology does this, is the academics need to, on their office doors, advertise their office hours. I think that can be a really useful thing for students, especially in this kind of hybrid world where we're working part online, part in person in our offices, to be able to see quickly and at a glance when the academic is actually going to be in their office, so you can go along and ask questions or knock on their door and get a few minutes of their time. So I've been toying with the idea of adding a whiteboard onto my office door, just a small one, that kind of says which days I'm working in the office, when I've got my teaching, and which days I will be away from the campus. And because of the nature of my job, that will change week in, week out. So actually having a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then being able to scribble up at the start of the week where I'm going to be, and then be able to rub it out and change it for the next week, I think will be quite useful. So that will be probably an addition that I attach to my new lovely painted office door. Another thing that I've seen as quite a common thing on office doors is to put up the front page, at least, of journal papers. Now, in particular, people put this up if they've got a particular paper they're proud of or they want to share. So sometimes if you get the journal cover, so by what I mean by that is that the journal picks out a research paper and will actually use that to help illustrate in some way the front cover of that particular edition of the journal. Now that is a very prestigious thing normally to get allocated, so that would be a moment that you'd probably want to celebrate or acknowledge as an academic researcher. So I think quite often when I walk past a few office doors, you can see the covers of journal editions where the academic has written a paper and it's been picked out to be the artwork on the front cover of that journal. I've also walked past office doors and they have just the front page of their latest papers. And that's quite nice because not only is it advertising the research, so you can see what research topics the academic is working on, it's also promoting their students, their postdocs and their research group. Quite often as the academic, the lecturer, we are the principal investigator. So we're the one maybe who funded the work or sourced the funding for the work. Maybe we came up with the initial idea or concept. But sometimes that project idea is then taken forward by a PhD student or a postdoctoral student who gets then quite rightly first authorship or second authorship on the paper. And so sticking that on your office door is quite a nice way of celebrating their achievement. So not only are you showcasing, as I said, the research, you are also showcasing the individuals who are involved in collecting that data or writing that particular journal paper. So I think on my office door so far, I'm going to have to add a little whiteboard so I can track where I'm going to be for students. And I'm going to have a look through my publications and pick out just a few where I think it's important to make both my academic colleagues and my students aware that these are things that we've researched in the group that I'm in, and also to highlight the work of other people who were significantly involved in the research or led the project efforts. But I also want some fun stuff on my door as well. I'm not saying that research papers are not fun stuff, of course they are fun stuff, but I kind of want to mix it up a little bit. So I've bought some postcards with motivational sayings on them. You're nothing short of brilliant. Now that's not for my benefit. I could stick that next to my name on the office door, but it might be a little bit egotistical to say you're nothing short of brilliant. But this is more to remind the students that they are, brilliantly, and they're working hard and they're on a degree and it's going to be difficult, and that they should dream big. I've got a dream big one as well. Because I think, sometimes when you're in the middle of semester and it gets really difficult and the concepts get really hard, it's just worth reminding yourself why you're studying that degree, and, that it is meant to be as well as hard, enjoyable and fun, and a topic that you love. Just some kind of motivational slogans, a few nice kind of pictures from places that we've travelled. So I was lucky enough to go to Iceland, so I've got here a whale and a nice little Icelandic horse. Not a pony. I won't like it if you say them ponies, Icelandic horses. So I think I shall dot those about on my door as well. And these are all obviously on the outside of my door. I used to have a poster on the inside of my door. That was more motivational for my benefit. I can't remember what it was. Something about challenge or ambition or something. Probably I will keep the inside of my door at the moment kind of empty and just keep it neat and tidy. But definitely on the outside, I will now be sticking things onto my office door just to create some personality, and because I think, as I said, it's a useful way of conveying research and things that you've worked on. So alongside the postcards, the research papers, the whiteboards, the last thing I'm going to be putting on my office door is any kind of media output things that I think might be fun for students to be involved in, or indeed that I've been involved in that I kind of want to advertise. So I've been really lucky lately to record a podcast series. I was the presenter for it, so I might put that on my office door kind of to advertise where people can go and see that. I've done a few bits and pieces on radio and kind of like just, I guess, talking about my research. I might put a few bits and poster memorabilia up on the door, again, just to kind of show people, A, where I've been, but also the fact that it's really important to communicate your research. So to get out there and to share it with audiences that maybe aren't your typical academic audience. And also, it might, nudge a student to do either stand-up comedy, I've given it a go a few times, or, to give a talk in an unusual venue, to a group of people that wouldn't normally receive an academic talk. I think there are so many great opportunities these days for outreach and for kind of communication work and for kind of public engagement, activities connected to your research. And they're so easy often to get involved with that actually I might put a few of those things on my door. Just opportunities for students to kind of take those kind of first steps, I guess, into the world of communicating their research. So that will be my office door. Now, at the moment, as I said, it is just green, and I can't stick anything on it because the paint is currently still drying. In fact, when I went to go into my office today and I opened the door, it didn't quite open properly because the paint had made a seal. So I shall give it another 24 hours. I'll wait for the paint to dry, and then I will put some things on my office door, and maybe I'll do a screen grab at some point and share it on YouTube. But do let me know, are you lucky enough to have your own office? Do you share an office? And if you have an office, do you put things on your office door? Does your department have a policy that you must advertise your office hours and your contact details? Or is your policy to leave your door completely empty apart from your name and your room number? Is your door covered in terms of research outputs and things you've worked on? Or do you go for more of a kind of a minimalistic look on your door? Leave me a comment and let me know. I don't think I've ever spoken about my office door on YouTube before. I'm not sure I ever will again, probably. But I think it is actually generally quite a useful and important aspect of my office, and especially for my new students who are coming to meet me for the very first time. So I hope semester is going well for you. I'll probably be back at home recording next week, so expect, more of a serious video maybe again next week. But have an awesome week, look after yourselves, and I will see you next Monday. Bye.